Well, cool. Welcome, everyone. Aaron, is there anyone else from your team I should invite on stage before we get going? Yeah, nice to see that activity, and thanks to you and your team for being in there and talking to people as well while we. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the DeFi Raiders AMA with Champion Finance. I'm Degenic. I'm here with Julian. We're DeFi Raiders. Today we're hosting Aaron from Champion Finance, a Tomb fork on AVAX that has a lot of people's attention. So good morning. Thanks for joining the show. Stay and ask questions, and we have great prizes today for the best questions. And Aaron, thanks for joining us. And why don't we start off with an introduction? Would you please tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into crypto?
Yes. So, hello everyone. Hello Rider team. And first of all, on behalf of Chairman Finance team, I would like to say thank you for coming in today. And in the first time, so with one of our best partners from the first day. Thank the Rider team for your support so far. And I will take a little bit of time to talk about me and our team background. And actually, I have joined the crypto space in 2017 as a part-time investor. In addition, I run a number of technology projects related to finance and education. Starting from the end of the 2020, I have spent all my time in crypto and researching stablecoin projects, and also joined some crypto marketing team. And currently, I am community manager of Chamber Finance.
Well, cool. Appreciate you coming. So, have you worked on any projects in DeFi before Champion?
I have been involved in DeFi project in some DeFi project before. We have a wallet project and a launchpad project. However, they encounter with some difficulty when the market was adoption. That's why now we focus 100% on Chamber Finance.
Oh, cool. That makes sense. And who else is on the team, and how'd y'all meet?
Sorry?
Getting a little echo back through your speaker. Who else is on the team, and how'd y'all meet?
Okay, I got it. Yes. Actually, our head of dev with Rita is the main person responsible for entire code and technology for our project. Besides, we also have a worldwide team, include the dev, operator, and marketer from all over the world to ensure our team always working 24 hours per day to support investor. So they also have a lot of experience in DeFi and always ready to share with everyone. Actually, our team is building many off-chain and non-blockchain projects. So for Champion Finance, we assign our key member to take care of this project. We meet each other by working for the one company.
Oh, cool. So what other projects is the team involved in?
As I said that we have the wallets and launchpad project.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, then let's get into the details of Champion. So you're an elastic supply algorithmic stablecoin protocol, but you're also doing some other things to try and be more sustainable than the classic Tomb fork model. So tell us about why you chose to implement a rebase mechanism and what value that brings to the project.
It's a good question. The main mission in my build, the main mission for every stablecoin project is to keep the protocol sustainable. Actually, we have researched many other projects before starting Champion Finance. So we think about a mechanism that can be stronger to keep our project healthy in the long run. And after careful consideration, we choose rebase. So let me tell you why is rebase strong. Because if you want to regain the peg, the easier way is to reduce the supply of peg token in circulation. So rebate will do is very strong. It will reduce the percentage of the AVIC token in the circulating supply and reduce the quantity of AVIC, but will increase the price of AVIC by the same factor. So we have to bring the AVIC price back to peg very quickly and let the boardroom print again. In fact, we already rebased several times in the past. I remember around 10 epoch, yeah, 10 times. I think the best value which rebase bring to the project is they will stop the panic sell immediately and get the AVIC to the above peg. Under peg too long is I think it's not good for protocol. Investor will leave your project if they don't have any incentive in the long term. So rebate will have to keep our investor. I think it's very important for Tongfa project.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's too few protocols, right? Think about how they can decrease the supply until it's far too late to be thinking about it. So I'm curious, what other projects have you as you research them? What projects were particularly impressed you, and what who's which did you take ideas from, or which projects do you see as influences on Champion?
Yeah, actually we don't have many idea for Tongfa projects, right? And we learn a lot from some other before, and we chose some feature for one project only. Let's say the mechanism like rebase or node or something like that. Yeah, we learn from the other project.
Yeah, makes sense. So you're also planning an additional peg token. The next one launches, I think, soon, I believe, right? So would you tell us a little bit about how that's why a new peg token, and also mechanically how will it work? Will it still use Cham token as its for seigniorage rights granting?
Yes, we will launch the second peg token at the end of this month. We call it the EVIC. The EVIC, the EVIC, yeah, EVIC will back to ETH with a ratio 1:1. So actually it will work almost like EVIC, but we will have some more feature like burn and selling tax. It will be better to control the selling pressure and ensure the stability of the protocol. And of course, EVIC will distribute to Cham holder, the same Cham, yeah, the same Cham. And if we could distribute to the same Cham and to Cham holder is if they stack the Cham in the EVIC reward boardroom. So I think the Cham will be very good at this.
Yeah, cool. That makes sense. And the rebase mechanism will apply to the new peg token as well.
Yeah, of course. It will include the rebase mechanism, but we will have some innovation like it's like on-off mode. It means the rebase can be turned on or turned off depending on the community voting.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I imagine the same for transfer taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That makes sense. I think taxes are underutilized. I'll be curious to see how that goes. Julian, would you like to take over and ask a few questions?
Sure. Tell me, we are noticing more and more algo stables pegging to stables rather than the native token on the chain they're on. Have you found this to be more sustainable than the previous forks you've seen?
Yeah. In the first run on our chain, our token AVIC is pegged to USDC.
Yes.
So the reason to choose the ADC is the market situation. Right now the market situation now everything is fall down.
Right.
That's why we choose to back to ADC. Um, so if you back to ADC, you will have to reduce the risk for user portfolio from the volatile market. But beside the advantages, the back to ADC will affect uh, to the scalability of protocols when an uptrend come, and also some reason who want a high risk investment. So that's why we are going to launch the second token EVIC. Yeah, and it will have to solve the issue of EVIC and bring more option to our investor.
Okay, so having the CHAM token pegged to USDC is the base layer, and now the second token will be pegged to Ethereum, so it's gonna offset maybe the downside from the being pegged to USDC. So investors have multiple options to choose.
And it's AVIC that's the peg token, just to clarify.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Tell me, you have a very high expansion rate, yet you have been overpegged more than 80% of the time so far. How do you manage the sell pressure from the expansion versus maintaining the peg?
Actually, we start launch about a month ago, and we are in very early state right now. So if we are in early state, the APR in the farm will be quite high now, and it will be an incentive for people to make the LP and stake there instead of selling AVIC. So we also have some feature like node and a single stake pool to stake AVIC and earn CHAM with the Swiss APR. All the thing have to reduce the AVIC in the short term. So for the long term, we will have more feature like repo, lending and borrowing is the utility for AVIC token.
Oh, great. Now you mentioned the nodes. Let's talk about the nodes that you have. We've seen nodes from projects before, like Grape and Miniverse, but Champion nodes look a little different. For one, they have a cap on their number. So tell us more.
Yeah. Actually, we have a little bit different with the Grape or some other project. We are only providing a single stake node for AVIC. Let's say we have 3 types of nodes, include 1, 2, 3 with node. The nodes allow us to stake a maximum 21% of the total supply AVIC. And the AVIC in nodes are not affected by rebase. So after the lock time, you can decide to claim or continue staking the node reward and the node rewards are CHAM, and upper APR depend on the CHAM price and TVL of each node pool.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So these are are nodes in air quotes. They're not validators, but they're conceptual nodes, right?
Sorry.
Just to confirm, these are not actual validators. These are just nodes, as in act stakes of AVIC currently, right? Or of CHAM.
Sorry, I cannot hear you properly. So can you speak again?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So I just forgot what I had said. So anyway, let's. Oh, I was asking, right? What is it? Is it really a? They are not really validator nodes, correct? They're simply locked tokens reflected in the UI as nodes.
Yes. This one is the only like the single stake the node, and not like the validator or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. For the single stake, not only to earn the charm reward. That's why we call it node, but the meaning is different with the validator node.
Yeah, just wanted to confirm. I saw we had somebody ask a question along those lines in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, because we are only the one project, not a chain. That's why we don't have a validator node.
Yeah, and validator nodes are of course big bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. That makes sense. So why don't you tell us a little about your DAO fund, and how you manage that to support the peg, and what percentage of the fees go to the liquidity fund? Is the fund investing in other assets? And if it is, do you have a target risk allocation for those investments?
Yeah. For the DAO funds, for the first back token AVIC, we have the DAO funds with 5% of charm and 10% of AVIC allocation. For the second back token EVIC, we will have the location for protocol owner liquidity. We call it POL, with 15% of EVIC. As I said, we will have selling tax on EVIC token, and all the tax will go to protocol owner liquidity. And DAO fund is one of key fund to bring it back from the launch beside rebate mechanism and community buybacks. So actually for now we are focusing on the building our protocol and DAO funds. So protocol owner liquidity will be used to sustain our protocol first, and we don't have invest to any other assets now.
Cool, that makes sense. And do you have any plans for distributed governance of the DAO fund?
Yeah, as I said, we have a long-term roadmap with the REFO and P2E game, and especially lending and borrowing coming up. So liquidity fund will be used to build our products.
Yeah, cool. So I think then my last question, then we've got a bunch of great questions from the audience that we'll get to. So my last one is so I see that you guys are using upgradable contracts and have transferred the proxy contract to a 12-month time lock. So I just love for you to talk through why you guys chose this path instead of renouncing as many tomb forks do, and is there a time lock on the treasury as well? And if so, how does that impact the treasury management?
Yeah, for the first question, I would say that the reason for 12-month time lock is the safety. Yeah. The 12-month time lock contract means if the debt want to make a major change on the contract, you need the 12 months of delay before coming into effect. So that means investor fund are 100% safe, and we always try to bring the best and safest product to investor. And for the second pack, we also have we will have it fully audited by the third party before launch as well. And actually, the DAO fund and Cherry are not in the time lock contract, so it's not the issue with it.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, cool. Now let's get to So we've got a bunch of great user questions. So I'm going to go. I'll start reading them out in no particular order. So don't feel too excited if I've read yours before, sooner or later. From Michael Butler, we've got Southeast Asia is a very vibrant market, and many projects are developed here. So with your project, what do you think about Southeast Asia, and do you have any plan to develop here?
Yeah. For every DeFi project, the community is very important, and also the team is very important. Somebody can copy the German finance and Thai platform and technology, but they they have different team and they have different community. That's why we are not worried about that.
Allison M2000 asks, will you intend to recruit non-crypto investors to your project? What are your plans for getting the word out about about Champion outside of the crypto sphere, if any? Oh, sorry, I was supposed to let you take that one, Jay.
Actually, I think now we are in the DeFi world, and I think it's a good idea also. If we have some non-crypto investor to my project, will be good. And but for this time, I think we target for the crypto investor only, and our team will thinking more about your idea, and we will come up with the plan next time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Jay, do you want to take? You want to take one?
Well, that was I have to look through them real quick. Aaron, welcome. Glad I got to hop on here for a little bit. I know you and I have been communicating for a while, so glad we finally got to host you. No, I'm not seeing any on here that weren't really covered yet.
I've got a couple more. So we've got one from Marina Gomez at 1256. What's your marketing strategy to increase the validity of the brand? And are you planning any strategic partnerships?
Okay. Yeah. Actually, we already have the partnership with some other partner like Rider or some other community, and we also have the many channel like some other project, and we have also some channel like YouTube and TikTok and also Twitter, and also we have some influencer to spread out information to the crypto community. Yeah, and for all the partnership, we will announcement in our community soon.
Oh, cool! So you guys are actually doing a full social media presence.
Yeah,
that's great. Many Tomb Forks do not, so we appreciate that.
Okay, I think I got one that I'd like to ask. All right, so from Dev123, he wants to know if there's an anti-dump feature that would help keep the price stable when there are whales selling. As in, do you have a feature to buy back tokens with a larger percentage than the whales sell to help price stability? Like, are you using the treasury to buy back and burn after a whale dumps in order to maintain stability?
Yeah, actually, our treasury using to maintain the pack, and but for this time we don't need to use it now because our protocol is now very stable, and for next time if we will use it for next time, I think.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
Yeah, and I think with Rebase and Treasury to help bring it back, that's more than most, certainly. I've got another question from Dev123 actually, who has asked a few good ones. It looks like he asks, "What are your top priorities in 2022, and could you share some plans for the coming year?"
Yeah, for the 2022, we will focus on the German finance with the NBIT token, and we have EVIC in the end of this month, and then we will have BVIC. The BVIC will back with the BTC. I think in the September. For the 2020, we will focus on the champion and some feature like repo and also marketing campaign, and actually we also thinking about the launch on the other chain like Polygon or BSC or FTM, but now we want to focus on IVAC first, and also the lending and borrowing we will also have planned for this year. Yeah, we have a lot of plan we put in the roadmap, and you guys can check the roadmap in our document at the website.
I want to ask a question. I didn't hear about lending and borrowing before. So tell me, how do you plan on doing this? Is it gonna be a separate protocol? Is it gonna be integrated in Champion? How do you see this happening?
Yeah, actually, the lending and borrowing is the different protocol, and we will use the AVIC and some other token like AVIC, EVIC, or BVIC, like the utility token out there, and yeah, for the detail, we will make it very clear in the our document, and for this time, I think is the yeah I think we will make an announcement. Will be announcement for detail this one.
Yeah, cool. Looking forward.
Yeah, but the lending is our target for each year. I think so.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. Yeah, I think we're looking forward to seeing what you guys build. CryptoGen67 asks, and I think this is worth, I know we've already covered it, but worth kind of reminding people of because it's so unique. Does the rebase take AVIC from wallets? As in, if I have 135 AVIC and rebase happens, does it take me down?
Yeah, of course, we have mentioned this very clearly in our document. The rebase will take AVIC from the wallet and from LP and from the wallet LP. Yeah, wallet and LP. But the rebate will not affect to the token in the node and the token unclaimed from the boardroom only. Yeah, you can check it very clearly in our document.
Here's another good one. We've got a bunch of great questions. Good job, community. I appreciate it. Harsha Prabhath1 at 116 asks, how will you handle your platform if something unexpected happens in the future, such as a hack that leaves you with some of your users' personal information? Are you prepared for a circumstance like this?
I think this is a good question, but you know that our project is fully audited before we launch. So I think the hack problem cannot be happen. Yeah, and that's why we okay. With somebody else is missionary. And for the user personal information, in the DeFi we don't have any user personal information, right? We just only the app wallet app, right? Yeah, don't have any personal information. So I think our project cannot be hacked by any reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. But worth pointing out. Ben Jonathan asks, could you list, and again, I know this is some of this is repetitive, but I think it's worth highlighting. Can you list one to three killer features of your project that makes it ahead of its competitors? What competitive advantage do you feel most confident about?
Yeah, for this question, I think we actually I think we don't have any competitor. We have only the partner. Yeah, is the first, and we have some different feature like RSS, the rebase, and also the nodes. And the most important is we are doing very good the education for our community. So for the top 4 project, if you want to succeed, you must have the very support the community, and I think we are doing good for that. And the next also we will have the second and third pack token, and I think we have to make our project is different with some other.
That's a great answer. I think the importance of community is hard to overstate, and
Yeah.
saying that your community is your competitive advantage is a good one.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and you guys have a very strong community. That's one of the things that you can see easily when you get in your Discord is just how involved that everyone is, and that's really cool to see. That's one of the key reasons that your project has been able to maintain PEG for so long, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, but I say the community is very important for every project, and if we have a strong community, we can go very strong and very long. That's more important. If you have many incentive, many feature, but you don't have the good community, you can go anywhere. That's my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, cool. So should everybody emote on questions that they like for our voting?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So if everybody would like to scroll up and get their votes in, we'll cut off the voting probably in a couple minutes.
I think we can see the reaction by some other people. If the question have many reaction, I think it's a good question.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, cool, and thanks everybody for coming. Thanks, Aaron. Great job. We asked you some hard ones, and I know the language barrier adds to the challenge significantly. So appreciate your good humor with this.
Yeah. Actually, we have some language barrier with our team, but if you guys have any question, you guys can put the question in our general section, and we will try to answer all the questions from you guys. And I hope you can enjoy the Champion Finance.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I actually bought a small bag last night after reading the docs and being impressed with what you guys had built.
So we have planned for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this play out. I bridged some money over so I could get in after reading the docs and seeing what you guys are doing and seeing the percentage of time that you've managed to maintain PEG has been pretty impressive. So excited to watch this go.
Yeah, thank you all of you guys for your time and.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, thanks again, Aaron, for taking the time to speak with us today. We'll be uploading the audio, from this talk to YouTube. If anybody wants to hear it again, if you're hearing it on YouTube right now for the first time, please hit like and subscribe, and we'll do a lot more of these in the future. And hope to see everyone again. Once again, I'm Degenik, and here with Julian and Jay Ryan, and we're DeFi Raiders. And yeah, we're all looking forward to seeing more from them.